All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you're having a great evening. Hope you had a great day. So what I'm we doing today, this video this evening, I'm just going to go over a comment that somebody left me. So yeah, the video is basically just going over a comment that somebody left. Well, it's a comment with a bunch of questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over that. Try to answer the. I think I can answer these. But if I can't on some of them. But I'll try to answer these, the best I can. And that way, because if this guy has questions, that means there still may be some of you guys out there that has questions. So, and I do know that we're getting people in here that are new to the Summer Wells case. So, maybe this will help you guys out. So this is from David. And David, I'm giving you a shout out, by the way. Thanks for the questions. All right, so David asks, or he says here, Dawn, I have a few questions. Has the 911 recordings of Candace been released? No, they haven't. The ones of if Candace and Dawn called, I would say both of those are being held. They're being held back for evidence. And or because there's a minor involved, okay? So there's your answer on that. Let's see, what else he say here? Also, 911 recordings have been released from the resident or incidents before Summer went missing. Yeah, those have been released. Yeah, those have been released. Because it doesn't, in my opinion, like when Candace called and, said Dawn, put her up against a wall by her throat or whatever, however that thing went there. That doesn't have, it's not like an immediate part of the Summer Wells investigation. Could it help later down the road if Dawn and Candace are guilty? Could it later down the road help prove the case for the prosecutor, or help the case and the prosecutor? Yes, it can. It can demonstrate a sense, sense of violence in the house, basically, unstable, it wasn't a very good environment, okay? Not for Dawn and Candace, not for the kids, not for nobody, and I'll just leave it at that. Also, did the Hawkins County deputies use body cameras? Okay, so I researched that, and as far as I know, Hawkins County does not have body cameras. I believe Sullivan County doesn't even have them, and Sullivan County's got a little bit bigger budget than Hawkins County, but due to what it cost to store all the data from all those body cameras and, have someone pay somebody to oversee all that and distribute it if needed and all that stuff. It just, Sullivan County said it's something they couldn't, put in their budget. So as far as I know, Sullivan County doesn't even have body cameras. Now, there were multiple agencies up there, multiple counties. So I don't know if Greene County has body cameras. I'll have to look into that. But it's just not Hawkins County, David. It's because you had multiple agencies respond. You had let me see here. Greene County. Of course, you had Hawkins County, you had Sullivan County. I'm trying to think of the neighboring counties. Probably had, Washington County. Now, Washington County probably does have body cameras. Now, here's what I'm thinking. And this is probably what they done. They probably had an officer with a body camera come over and stand, like if, let's say John Pruitt was, questioning Candace or Dawn, Jody Sue, whoever. He may have had one of the deputies with a body camera come over and stand beside him while he did question them. That way they do have it on camera with another agency that they can, because they partner with, all these agencies, they partner together. So it would be nothing for Washington County to, give Hawkins County the footage on that. You know what I mean? And the other way around it, because they don't have body cameras, is, and I've seen this on, I can't think of that show now. Anyway, there's a cable show, the ID channel, yeah. I've seen investigators actually use their cell phones to record the questioning of a person involved in a crime or a witness or anything like that. They can actually use their cell phones to do that too. So that's another, well, I mean, it is. I mean, it's a really budget-friendly way to get some footage and, to have it available for trial if you need it and stuff like that. So, yes, Hawkins County could have used their cell phones to record their interactions with Dawn, Candace, whoever. They could have done that. So, just because they don't have body cameras doesn't mean there's no video footage of any interviews, okay? And I'm sure Dawn and Candace probably went, and whoever went probably to the police station into the interview rooms, and I'm sure they got cameras and stuff in there. So, but me personally, I believe if you can get video footage immediately, like when they get there, how Dawn and Candace are acting, how any witnesses are acting that are there when the police get there, everybody's just in that raw moment, right? They're in that raw moment. And if you can get that footage, that's gold. If you can get that raw moment captured, that's gold. Now, if you have to wait 2 to 3 weeks to question somebody and then record them, But me personally, I would want that video footage of the interview as it happens immediately, because everybody's got these raw emotions. We've heard stories about that night. We'll just put it like that. We heard stories about how people were acting that night, and the video footage would speak for itself. And that's what I'm talking about. Raw emotions, raw behavior, stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about there. If so, that would show if Candace changed clothes after Summer went missing. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, because that'll come out. That'll come out once everything gets released. We'll just leave it at that. Once everything gets released. But that is, I started thinking about that. I thought, well, I wonder if Candace, because she done laundry, right, guys? I wonder if Candace washed the clothes that she had on that day before cops got there. So I just, just a question. Is it, note, it's still an open investigation. They may not release it. Okay, he's just saying they may not release it, which, yeah, I just went over that. But how many cases in Tennessee release videos to the public before the case is closed? Quite few, right? Even TBI I've seen in the past. So why are they not releasing the 911 tapes? Again, because I believe that either they feel like, it contains identifiable information on minors, or it's going to be used as evidence, or both. That's what I think. That's why I think they've not released it. And the other thing too is, by them not releasing it, I feel like they feel like it's given them an upper hand in the investigation. So as long as they feel like they've got the upper hand by not releasing that, they're not going to release it. Okay, so I hope that helps. If a 5-year-old girl went missing, wouldn't you think body cams would be used? Well, I mean, body cams are used in traffic stops. They're used in, they just record everything, okay? Officers have to wear them, whether it's a shoplifting call that they go on. They use their body cams, whether they're doing school traffic, or whatever, just not when a 5-year-old girl goes missing. And there again, if the police agency can't afford the cameras, then you're not going to have them to be used. Okay, but not to say that the other agencies didn't, and they work together to do that. So, and again, maybe the detectives used their cell phones to record the interactions and questions that they had. But we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out and comes to light. But I guarantee you there's going to be some video footage of some interactions between police and them that night somehow. I just got a feeling. Okay, so he goes on to say, okay, if they was looking for Summer, wouldn't you think they would release something to help the information to find Summer? It's been how long now? To me, it sounds like they want this to go away and just slide off in a cold case file. Okay, no, I don't think so, because I want to address this. There's a lot of people out there right now that feel like they don't want to fool with it. They just want it to go away. And, I kind of thought that for a little bit myself too. But then I always think back to the case involving Orrin and Orson West, out there, the Cal City brothers or Cal City boys. 2 years. 2 years. And they finally, felt like they had enough to arrest them and to have a pretty good case against them in court. So that's what you want. I mean, you just don't want to arrest them. You want to be able to prosecute them too. Because the way things are nowadays, unfortunately, criminals have the upper hand. They got the right to a fair trial. They got the right to discovery. They've got all kinds of rights that the victims never had to begin with. Okay, so when it comes to this, unfortunately, if the crime was planned out really good, the police will have a hard time prosecuting it. I believe that the Suzanne Morphew case, I think it was somewhat planned out in advance. You know what I mean? But I do think that there was a lot of planning involved in hiding evidence and stuff like that. And I think that's what you're seeing here with the Barry Morphew case, Suzanne Morphew. And look, you know, they arrested Barry. He comes walking out of the courtroom, shitting and grinning. Attorney by his side, she's shitting and grinning. Daughters are shitting and grinning. And, you know, they eventually found Suzanne's body. But I've noticed they haven't rearrested Barry. Because they don't want him, you know, they already lost the battle one time. They don't want to do it again. They don't want to do it again. And to hear Leslie Earhart and them say, well, they're like reassuring us that it's not a cold case. It's definitely not cold. That tells me that they know pretty much who probably done what to Summer. They just got to be able to prove it. And therein lies the problem. Because, yeah, I mean, you can go arrest somebody for a couple, you know, petty misdemeanors. But, I mean, look at Don. He's already been arrested, right? He was arrested for DUI. He done his 1 year standing on his head. No big deal to him. You know what I mean? You know, these people, you know, if you arrest these people, no problem doing time for a petty misdemeanor. You know, if they had to do 1-2 years in jail, that ain't nothing to them. You know, now, when you're talking about felonies and spending, you know, 25 to life, that's a different story. So, but again, I don't think it's cold. And just, you know, the fact that TBI came out and pretty much stipulated, they really pressed it. This ain't cold. It's almost like she was saying, it ain't cold. I would love to tell you why, but I can't. But just trust me, it ain't cold. And I have to step back and believe her on that. I have to believe her. Again, you had Don Wells making a very suspicious statement saying that he knew something was going to happen to Summer 4 to 5 months before it did. And you got to understand, 4 to 5 months is a long time to. Now, I'm not saying that they did plan this 4 to 5 months in advance, but if they did, that is a long time to plan out a crime and pretty much think of everything that you could think of to make it foolproof. As foolproof as possible. Nothing's foolproof as far as pulling off a crime or even going to court. Nothing's foolproof. You just want to, like if you're committing the crime, you want to do it the best way you can. That way you don't get caught. And if you're prosecuting the criminal, you want to prosecute them the best way you can. That way they don't get off, right? That way they don't walk free. And that's all his questions. So for you guys that's new to the case, you know, it's great questions by David. So I hope this helps. I just hope it helps. You know, it's you know, it's a fluid investigation, in my opinion. You know, I feel like they're working on what they can when they can. They're listening, probably watching people. And I think, as the DA puts it, you know, they know who the players are. It sounds like they know who the players are. And to me, it almost sounds like the players kind of don't really care. It's a game to them. That's what I feel like. So, guys, let me know your thoughts below. Drop some comments. And again, David, thank you for the questions, and everybody that's new to the case. I hope this helps. If you do have these questions, if you have any questions, you know, if you're new to the case, you know, feel free to reach out to a YouTuber that you watch that knows about the case. Maybe they can answer them for you. So we got several YouTubers on here that's been covering it now. you know, from the get-go. We know pretty much the ins and outs, all the details to it almost. So if anybody has any questions and you got like a favorite YouTuber that you watch, shoot them a question in the comments if they're doing a live. Email them. You know, most of us YouTubers are pretty open and down to earth, and you know, we'll tell you what we know, and you know that. But unfortunately, you know, it's an active investigation, and we only know so much. We're YouTubers. We're not law enforcement, so we're not going to have what they have. So y'all have to understand that too. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video.